Hi, I'm Chelle from Chris and Chelle Talk Movies, and here are my Scream 7 predictions and some hopes. All right, we'll start with a touchy subject. One of my hopes is that one of the twins dies. I'm hoping my vote, I guess I should say, is for Mindy. Um, I found her exceedingly annoying in 6 and really think that it's just time for her to go. I don't really see how they're connected to this film, either of the twins, really. They were more connected to the Carpenter sisters. So obviously they're connected with Galen somehow. I've heard something about Chad being a cameraman, which is just bizarre to me. So I feel like we've hit the bottom of the barrel with them and that it's really time to just move on. Second, let's see. More blood and more memorable kills. Not since 4 with Olivia have we really had a solid Ghostface kill. I mean, there have been a couple that have been a little messy, but Olivia really took the cake for me. And the whole scene with Jill, Kirby, and them interacting with Ghostface was really, it's one of my favorite scenes in that film. And Olivia's kill is my favorite in the franchise. I do enjoy the mystery of the Scream franchise, the whodunit. It's never the same Ghostface. The motive, while tired and boring, still is interesting to try and figure out. But it is inherently a slasher. I'd really like to get back to the slashing. More guts, more gore, sorry. As Randy said, carnage candy. So I'm on board for that. I believe Sydney needs a magnificently, a lot of exposition, significant moment, an emotional moment. As a mom, I can't really imagine what she's feeling with Tatum being in this perilous position. Mark dying, yes, it's a big thing. Mark almost dying, yes, it's a big thing. Obviously, you love your husband and you don't want anything to happen to him, but the way you love your children is a whole lot different. And something happened to her child would just be monumental. And I think it has to be believable. She really needs to believe that Ghostface will kill Tatum in order for her to have this moment. I'm dying for a cliffhanger and one where Ghostface gets away. I would really think that would be really great. It's not something that happens in movies today, especially in the horror genre. It just doesn't happen. So a ghosty that gets away, and one that another thing that I would love is that we know who he is or she early on, just like we almost had in 6 with Jason. I enjoyed, albeit a short time, watching Jason interact with Tara and then Ghostface on the phone. But being able to watch Greg throughout that whole movie and interact with the friend group and then turn out at the reveal would have been magnificent to me. It's something I've always wanted. Stu. I do not want Stu to be alive. I adore Matthew Lillard. I truly do. But I think that ship has sailed. We've missed our moment. If we would have had 3 the way we were intended, then having him as the leader of the cult would have been phenomenal. But I think we're just not. It's too hard to explain after 30 years. I mean, it sounds like a Dr. No or a Dr. Evil kind of plot that, he's been sitting in his underground bunker for 30 years, just waiting with his pinky right here or whatever. I think it's just a little too much. I am looking forward to seeing what happens with Matthew. And obviously we've gotten a little glimpse of it. I'm really happy we just got to hear his voice. So we finally found out what happens to Gail's camera. I have wondered about this for a long time. I know I'm not alone in that. There's never been a reference to it. We do have Randy's character in Stab saying the exact same words that Jamie Kennedy spoke as Randy. So unless that's just they took the lazy way out, a giant plot hole, or somebody has the camera, I don't know, but I want to know what's on it. And I thought the other day that maybe before Gail went live, after the carnage was over, maybe she went into the living room and just grabbed it, knowing it would be interesting for the cops to have, but knowing Gail the way we do, it would have been better if Gail had it. I want an excellent reveal with nothing having to do with family, not her long lost child, brother, stepbrother, uncle twice removed, anything like that. It's tired, it's old. I do not in any way want Anna Camp to be a Christina Carpenter or Leslie Mocker. I just want Anna Camp to be Jessica. I don't want any of that, nothing whatsoever. Let's see. Chase scenes with more tense moments. It looks like we're going to get a doozy of a chase scene with Tatum. So I'll just table that and say that I really hope it's a good one. I'd like to get information that we don't currently have about the past. And this is all going back to the past, but I don't want them to half-ass it with giving us the information and be stingy with it. Give us solid information, something that we can actually use, we can talk about, we can dive into, we can kind of tear apart, and maybe they'll give us more of that information in 8, which will give us more talking points in the interim to hold us over. Obviously, an outstanding opening. I feel like they got a little fluffy there in the middle, and they really weren't all that great. So I would really like another strong opening like 6 and 1 and 2. So that's as far as my wants, hopes, and fingers crosses. So now I will go to my little prediction bar and see. Let's see what we have. So here's my tier maker. And here, I'll put over here my characters so I don't get them out of order. Okay. So I have Ghostface, Red Herring, Rest in Peace, Survivor, Wildcard, or Flashback / AI. So I'm going to start with Anna Camp as Jessica Bowden and Lucas Bowden, played by Asa Gurman. They are mother and son. I really, really want her to just be Jessica, to just be Sydney's friend, but I feel like that's a whole other video. So let's say I'm going to say that Anna Camp is going to be a red herring, but she should also go in the Rest in Peace category. I think she's going to get it. And Asa Gurman, we have already seen him not looking in a good way. So I will definitely say that he's out of it. Mark Evans, played by Joel McHale, I think he's going to live. I don't think he's going to be really happy about it. He's definitely having a bad day, maybe 3 bad days in one, but I think ultimately he will live. Ben Brown, played by Sam Reckner, he's Tatum's boyfriend. I think he is a red herring as well, and I think he's going to get it. Let's see, Mindy, we've already said that. I'm going to put her in the Rest in Peace column because I want her gone. Chad, I believe he's going to survive, and I don't think they're going to stab him as many times as they have in the past. I think he might get some a little bit, but it's not going to be as touch and go or as surprising if he's alive at the end. Robbie Rivers, Mark Consuelos, we know absolutely nothing about this guy. I feel like his interactions will more than likely be with Gail. So I'm going to put him as a red herring who ultimately dies as well. Now, Scott and Madison, who are Jimmy Tatro and Michelle Randolph. Michelle Randolph, clearly in what some people think is the opening of the film, is not going to survive. Jimmy Tatro, however, I believe he is Ghostface. I can't imagine what his motive is, but they show him taking pictures and he's super stoked to be there at the murder B&B. She's not quite as exciting. Excited to be there, but we never see him again after the motion activated scene. So I'm convinced that he's Ghostface. Let's see. Now we have George Willis, who is Timothy Simmons or Simons. I know nothing about this guy. I've never even heard of him as an actor, so I automatically made him Ghostface. He could very well just be a body count, though. Ethan Embry, who plays Marco, he's a worker in the psychiatric hospital. He's plays creepy pretty well. If you haven't seen the movie Vacancy, check it out. He's pretty good in that, and he's definitely creepy. But he's also a really nice guy. Like, he's in Sweet Home Alabama, so I don't want to typecast him. But I think Marco is going to live. I think he's going to be a red herring, because I mean, as soon as people see Ethan Embry, they're like, oh, yeah, he did it. He's definitely the bad guy. But I also think that maybe he will give information to Sydney and Gail, and maybe even the cops, on who is in the psychiatric hospital. Tatum Evans, played by Isabel May. I believe she is going to live. She's not going to have a good day either, though. Hannah Thurman, the lovely McKenna Grace, she is going to die. And I believe she's going to die at the theater, and it is going to be circa Olivia. It is going to be gloriously brutal and bloody, which I am all in for. Celeste O'Connor plays Chloe Parker. We've already seen her get the business end of Ghostface's knife. I don't think that's going to turn out well for her. Sydney and Gail, I believe, are going to survive. But let me say, with Gail, I think we've done everything we can with Gail's character. I would like to see her go out as the opening of 8, or in a blaze of glory in 8, as going out to save Sydney. I think she owes Sydney that, and I think that would be really redeeming for her. As for our returning characters, Dewey, Roman, and Stu, I still believe they're all dead, and that they will be AI or flashbacks. Now, the only character that is presumed dead that I think may come back in human form, and I will only say a little bit about him because I just came up this thought this weekend. Actually, it was kind of on the fly on another channel's stream. So I'm still a little fuzzy on what I might actually think the details are. So I've kind of turned my brain off and just watch what I think is happening. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so I'm going to kind of table it. But I think Randy is alive. I think Randy is the character in the psychiatric hospital. Nobody else that's dead or who would come back really would give us any reason or have any reason to have that picture, the fountain picture from the original. So it occurred to me that the only one that would really matter to have that picture would be Randy. So that's my thoughts on 7 so far. With the release just 3 days away now, and spoilers are everywhere, I'm not going to look at any comments that may be placed onto this video. I hope most of all we get an amazing film and that we all find something to enjoy. And stay inspired, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next frame. Thanks for watching.